Sony used to be pretty active in the handheld console battle. Nintendo has always dominated this field with systems like the Switch and the DS and the Game Boy, but previous Sony alternatives like the PlayStation Portable and the PlayStation Vita at least added some interesting competition to the field. Ever since the PS Vita was discontinued in 2019, Nintendo has essentially had a monopoly over handheld gaming, but according to a recent report by Insider Gaming, that may be changing in the very near future. Sony confirmed last year that they were working on some new gaming hardware, and most of us assumed they were talking about a new variant of the PlayStation 5, but according to Tom Henderson of Insider Gaming, they're also working on a brand new handheld currently codenamed the Q Lite. In this video, we're going to go over absolutely everything we know about the Q Lite from Henderson's latest report, so be sure to let us know in the comments if you're excited for Sony to get back into the handheld market. Drop a like on this video and make sure you're subscribed, and let's get into this. So before you get too excited for the return of the PSP or the PS Vita, the first thing that Henderson clarified in his report is that the Q Lite is going to be a companion piece of hardware for the PS5. Instead of being a cloud streaming system like you may expect, the Q Lite is going to use remote play with the PS5 and display it up to 1080p at 60 frames per second. It will need a constant internet connection to function, but it'll also feature a massive 8-inch LED screen, and the look of it is going to be pretty close to a PS5 controller, basically the DualSense controller but with a big screen in the middle. It will also feature haptic feedback and adaptive triggers just like the controller, as well as built-in speakers, a headphone jack, and the typical handheld gaming system features that you'd expect. The display will also reportedly be a touchscreen, which is cool. The report claims that the Q Lite is currently in its testing phase and is expected to be released to the public before the launch of the PS5 Pro, but after the launch of the next PS5 variant, which is expected to be the version with the detachable disk drive. Given recent rumors claiming the next PS5 is coming later this year, but the PS5 Pro is coming in 2024, I'm guessing we'll see the Q Lite launch in either the 2023 holiday season or the spring of 2024. So far, Sony has had a number of upcoming hardware pieces leak, and right now the lineup looks pretty interesting. For those out of the loop, Sony is apparently working on a pair of wireless headphones called Project Nomad, a wireless headset called Project Voyager, and both of those are expected to launch as part of the quote second phase of PS5 hardware, which will obviously also include the PS5 Pro and the new detachable disk drive PS5, and now also the Q Lite. With the PS5 Pro expected to launch in the holiday season of 2024, it's believed that everything else in quote phase 2 of the PS5 hardware family will launch before that, so expect a lot of hardware announcements from Sony in the upcoming months. Whenever the next big PlayStation showcase takes place, we'll likely hear a lot about a couple of the upcoming hardware projects, so keep your eyes and ears open for that. But what do you think about this new piece of Sony handheld gaming tech? Would you actually buy a Q Lite if it's basically just going to be a handheld PS5 instead of being its own console? I mean, personally, I think it's an awesome idea, and I would love to play games like Demon's Souls on the go, but with the constant internet connection, that may present some issues similar to other handheld gaming devices, other than the Switch, of course. It's also totally possible in the future, the Qlight offers official game downloads in order to avoid the constant internet connection problem, but that's just some speculation on my part. When the Qlight launches, you should expect to always be connected to the internet. So be sure to let us know in the comments what you think about this news, make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any future updates, and we'll see you in the next one.